In the beginning the earth was void, and silence dwelled upon the face of the deep. But then came light, and with it life blossomed, trees rose from the soil, rivers sang through the valleys, and creatures of every kind stirred in the grasses and skies. And in the midst of Eden was a garden more radiant than the dreams of kings. The Lord formed Adam from the dust of the ground and the breath of divine wonder. Alone he stood, first of his kind, in a world brimming with beauty. Yet his heart was heavy with solitude. For though the beasts of the field bowed to his voice, none spoke back. The flowers bloomed, but none answered his longing gaze. So the Lord, seeing that it was not good for man to be alone, caused Adam to fall into a deep and dreamless slumber. And from his side he shaped Eve, not from the dust, but from living flesh, that she might walk beside him, not behind. She awoke with eyes like dawn, and spirit like fire, graceful in form, noble in thought, and curious in soul. Adam beheld her and said, "Bone of my bones, and flesh of my flesh." And Eve, wise and unshaken, replied, "Then let us walk together." So they did, hand in hand beneath the boughs of the garden, naming beasts and laughing with the joy of new creation. They were naked, yet unashamed, for innocence clothed them better than silk. But amid the trees stood one unlike the rest, the tree of the knowledge of good and evil. Of this the Lord had spoken, "Eat not, lest you surely die." Yet curiosity, that old fire, stirred within Eve. Then came the serpent, subtle, silver-tongued, and slithering with intent. He whispered, "Hath God truly said? Nay, you shall not die, but be as gods, knowing good and evil." Eve lingered. The fruit gleamed with hidden truths. What harm, she thought in wisdom. She reached, took, and tasted, and gave also to Adam, who did eat. And lo, their eyes were opened. They saw their nakedness, and shame fell upon them like winter's frost. They sewed fig leaves for covering, trembling with the weight of knowledge. In the cool of the day the Lord walked in the garden, and Adam hid. "Where art thou?" God called. With faltering voice Adam replied, "I was afraid, for I was naked." And God asked, "Hast thou eaten of the tree?" Adam blamed the woman. Eve blamed the serpent, and truth stood silent. With sorrow, the Lord pronounced their fate. The garden, once their cradle, was now behind them. The gates closed, and an angel with a flaming sword stood guard. No longer would life come without labor. Thorns would rise, sweat would pour, and birth would be pain. They tilled the soil and built a home from the dust. They bore children, Cain, then Abel, and with them joy and grief. They quarreled, forgave, learned fire from stone and bread from grain. Eve whispered stories to their sons beneath the stars. Adam taught them the names of all things, and sometimes in the quiet of twilight, they sat side by side, eyes turned to heaven. "Will they remember us?" Eve asked. "I pray they remember our love," Adam said. Thus began the story, not of perfect people, but of the first, of love found, broken, and rebuilt, of choices made and the cost of knowing, of two souls cast from paradise, yet holding fast to each other. In time, the world grew vast around them, rivers carved valleys, winds told tales, and firelight became their hearth. Adam, with hands calloused by toil, shaped tools from stone and wood. Eve, with wisdom born of both pain and purpose, gathered herbs and healed scraped knees and aching hearts. Though thorns pricked their feet and storms tested their shelter, they did not forget Eden, not as a curse, but as a memory of what was once, and a compass for what could be again. If this story touched your heart or sparked your thoughts, be sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and tap the bell icon so you won't miss more powerful stories like this.